There is something strange happening in the Love Island villa. The contestants change every season. Different accents, different jobs, different personalities, different drama. But somehow, the smiles keep looking the same. Bright white. Perfectly straight. Perfectly even. Almost too even. The kind of teeth that look less like teeth and more like a brand logo. Fans have noticed it for years. They call it the Love Island smile. Dentists call it something else. Veneers, crowns, composite bonding, whitening, orthodontics, and sometimes a lot more dentistry than viewers realize. But here's the question nobody asks while watching the villa. Why do so many contestants end up with the same teeth? Is it because producers want a certain look? Is it because social media has turned smiles into a career requirement? Or is Love Island quietly creating a generation of people who are willing to permanently change healthy teeth just to look camera ready? Because underneath the villa's perfect smiles is a story about cameras, money, and a beauty standard nobody actually agreed to sign up for. And it does not end when the season does. Because on Love Island, the prize is not just romance, it may be a new face. If you enjoy the scandals, science, and hidden stories behind celebrity smiles, subscribe to Mouth Secrets. Every week, we uncover what is really happening behind the teeth everyone is talking about. Because this story does not start in the dentist's chair. It starts with a camera. The camera that changed the smile. Reality television used to be grainy. Soft lighting. Low-resolution cameras. A slightly crooked tooth could disappear into the screen. Not anymore. Love Island contestants are filmed in high definition, from every angle, in daylight, at night, during challenges, during arguments, during dates, during close-ups that can turn a tiny imperfection into a headline. Then those clips get cut into TikToks, screenshots, memes, reaction videos, before and after posts. And suddenly, a person's smile is no longer just part of their face. It becomes content. A contestant may enter the villa with a normal smile, then leave with hundreds of thousands of followers, brand deals, public appearances, podcasts, red carpets, sponsored posts, and an audience that can zoom into every photo. That creates pressure. A smile is no longer just about teeth. It becomes part of the influencer package. The hair, the lips, the skin, the body, the jawline, the teeth. Everything is expected to look polished, and on social media, polished often means identical. The Love Island smile. The Love Island smile is easy to recognize. The teeth are extremely bright, usually very straight, often very uniform in size. Sometimes the front teeth are longer, squarer, and more symmetrical than natural teeth normally are. The smile photographs beautifully. It catches light. It looks expensive. It looks finished. And that is exactly the point. Cosmetic dentistry has become part of the reality TV transformation. In the year 2025, media coverage of the villa included dentists publicly guessing which contestants appeared to have veneers or other cosmetic dental work based on their smiles. That does not confirm any individual's treatment, because only the person and their dentist know that. But it shows how normal it has become for viewers to analyze contestants' teeth like fashion accessories. That is the weird part. People used to gossip about outfits. Now they gossip about enamel. And it is not just viewers. Contestants know what happens after the villa. The public watches. Brands watch. Cosmetic clinics watch. And a polished smile can become part of a person's new public identity. In June of 2026, Amaya Espinal publicly shared a veneer smile makeover after winning Love Island USA, explaining that she wanted more symmetry and confidence for public speaking as her media career grew. That story matters because it shows the pressure is not always about vanity. Sometimes it is about visibility. When your career becomes your face, every feature starts to feel like a business decision. If this is making you look at reality TV smiles differently, subscribe to Mouth Secrets. Because the perfect smile is not always just a beauty choice. Sometimes it is an investment in becoming marketable. Veneers, crowns, or something else. Here's where the internet gets messy. People see white, straight teeth and immediately say, turkey teeth. But not every bright smile is veneers. Not every even smile is crowns. And not every contestant with a polished smile had healthy teeth aggressively filed down. Some people have whitening. Some have orthodontic treatment. Some have composite bonding. Some have veneers. Some have crowns because they needed them for medical reasons. Some may have a mix of several treatments. And some simply have naturally beautiful teeth. That distinction matters, because a smile cannot be diagnosed from a television screen. A dentist cannot reliably confirm someone's dental treatment from a heavily edited video clip. Lighting changes tooth color, filters change shape, camera lenses distort proportions, and teeth that look oversized in a close-up may look completely normal in person. But there is a reason the conversation keeps coming back. The Love Island aesthetic has created a very specific visual standard. Teeth should be white, but not just white. White enough to stand out on camera. Straight, but not just straight. Symmetrical enough to look almost computer-generated. And that standard is spreading far beyond the villa. The turkey teeth era. For years, thousands of people from the United Kingdom have traveled abroad for cosmetic dental treatment, especially to Turkey. The phrase turkey teeth became viral shorthand for extreme cosmetic dentistry. But the phrase can be misleading. Turkey has highly trained dentists and legitimate clinics. People travel there for all kinds of dental care. The problem is not a country. The problem is rushed treatment, poor planning, unclear records, aggressive tooth reduction, and patients who do not fully understand what they are agreeing to. A veneer is a thin covering placed on the front of a tooth. A crown covers the entire tooth. For some treatments, teeth may need to be reshaped so the restoration can fit. That can mean removing enamel. And enamel does not grow back. Once it is removed, that tooth may need coverage for the rest of a person's life. Former Love Island star Jack Fincham, who became associated with the early cosmetic smile era of the show, publicly showed his prepared teeth while having replacement cosmetic work done roughly a decade after his original treatment. His story became another reminder that restorations may eventually need repair or replacement. That is the part people do not see in the reveal video. They see the new smile. They do not see the future appointments, the maintenance, the possible sensitivity, the risk of fractures, the cost of replacement, the fact that dental work exists in a cycle. And that cycle can last decades. But here's the number that should stop you. A British Dental Association survey of UK dentists found that the overwhelming majority of patients who had traveled abroad for cosmetic dental work later returned needing corrective treatment, most often because of crowns rather than veneers. And in 2026, the General Dental Council issued new guidance specifically warning clinics against recommending multiple invasive crowns to patients whose teeth were already healthy and who only wanted a different shade. In other words, the regulators are now writing rules to stop dentists from doing to healthy teeth exactly what the villa made fashionable. Why they all start to look the same. The answer is not that Love Island contestants are being handed identical teeth by producers. There is no evidence that the show requires contestants to get veneers. The real answer is more subtle. The show rewards a look. The audience rewards a look. The algorithm rewards a look. And cosmetic dentistry businesses know exactly what that look is. The Love Island face has become a recognizable beauty aesthetic. Enhanced lips, sculpted features, ultra-white teeth, and camera-ready symmetry. Recent media coverage described growing concern about the pressure toward conformity and the way cosmetic procedures can become normalized among young people. When one contestant becomes famous with a bright, symmetrical smile, that smile becomes proof of concept. People see it. They want it. Clinics post similar before and afters. Influencers promote their dentists. The aesthetic spreads. And soon, the safest business move for a cosmetic clinic is not to create a unique smile. It is to create the smile people already recognize. That is why so many veneers can start to look alike. Similar tooth shapes, similar shades, similar lengths, similar brightness. The goal becomes instant impact, not always long-term individuality. And the more people copy it, the more natural teeth begin to look wrong. If you enjoy the stories behind beauty trends that quietly become medical decisions, subscribe to Mouth Secrets. Because the biggest change may not be happening in the villa, it may be happening in the mirror at home. The beauty standard that makes normal teeth look bad. Here is the most dangerous part. The Love Island smile has changed what people think normal teeth should look like. Natural enamel is not paper white. Most healthy teeth have slight differences in shade, slight texture, small asymmetries, tiny spaces, character. But when people spend hours watching hyper-white smiles on a screen, normal teeth can start to look yellow. A tiny overlap can start to look severe. A short tooth can start to feel embarrassing. A natural smile can start to feel unfinished. And then the person starts thinking about a permanent procedure for a problem that may not have existed until they compared themselves to a reality TV cast. The Journal of the American Dental Association has repeatedly emphasized the importance of preserving natural tooth structure and making cosmetic decisions only after a complete clinical evaluation, including function, bite, gum health, and long-term risk. Cosmetic treatment should not be treated like a filter. That does not mean veneers are wrong. For the right person, done thoughtfully, cosmetic dentistry can be life-changing. It can repair broken teeth, correct severe discoloration, restore worn enamel, improve confidence, but the best dentistry does not make every person look the same. It makes the smile work for that individual face. The future bill that comes after the perfect smile. A cosmetic smile may look permanent on Instagram, but dentistry is rarely one and done. Veneers and crowns can last many years, sometimes a very long time. But they may eventually need maintenance, repair, or replacement. And when that happens, the treatment can become more complicated. The person may be older, their gums may have changed, their bite may have changed, they may have grinding habits, they may have gum disease, they may have lost supporting tooth structure. UK dental groups have warned about a coming wave of complex care needs among people who had extensive cosmetic dentistry earlier in life, particularly when treatment was rushed or poorly planned. That warning is not meant to scare people out of cosmetic dentistry. It is meant to make people ask better questions before treatment. How much natural tooth will be removed? Is there a more conservative option? Could whitening work first? Could bonding work? Could orthodontics move the teeth instead of covering them? What happens if a veneer breaks? What happens if I grind my teeth? What happens in 10 years? What happens in 30 years? Those are not boring questions. They are the questions that separate a smile trend from a lifelong dental plan. Why do all Love Island contestants seem to have the same teeth? Because the villa did not just create a beauty trend. It created a smile standard. A standard built for cameras, for screenshots, for brand deals, for social media, for a world where looking polished can feel like a career requirement. But teeth are not just part of your image. They are part of your body. They help you eat, speak, smile, and live. The Love Island smile may look perfect under studio lights, but the best smile is not always the brightest, the straightest, or the most expensive. Sometimes, the best smile is the one that still looks like you. If today's video made you think differently about the perfect reality TV smile, subscribe to Mouth Secrets. Every week, we investigate the trends, secrets, and dental stories hiding behind the smiles everyone wants. And tell us in the comments, do you think the Love Island smile looks beautiful? Or are all these perfect teeth starting to look exactly the same?